Nissan's bestseller, the Rogue, needs some updates. We know it's going to be getting redesigned soon, and we also know that it's going to have an all-new hybrid, third generation e-Power hybrid. Finally, the RAV4 goes full hybrid. The CR-V hybrid's fantastic. The Korean hybrids are great. I mean, etc. Right? Mazda's coming in with a hybrid in 2027. Subaru is also launching hybrids on their models too. So it's just like it's a hybrid craze market. The Rogue absolutely needs it. So what we're actually looking on the screen here is all the cars are reviewed in 2025. I would say no car needs a hybrid more than the Rogue. The Rogue has been placed in fire sale only category of all the cars I've driven this year. It just feels like a rental car. There's nothing special about it. It's comfortable. It's a decent vehicle. I actually like the styling of the Rogue. I think it looks good. And the Rock Creek was actually pretty decent as well. It had some cool all-terrain tires. It looked cool. Had some nice flair to it. Good everywhere except the powertrain. That's the only notes that I had about the Rogue Rock Creek. And that was the new trim. I had been seeing this trademark for a while called Dark Armor. I'm like, what? It sounds amazing. Sounds like something out of, I don't know, a video game or some fantasy game, D&D. Dark Armor sounds awesome. Well, now we know what Dark Armor is. The 26 Nissan Rogue has just been priced, and it's adding Dark Armor as this new special grade. If you guys want to help Nissan out with some like buttons, I'm sure they would appreciate it. I would appreciate it for this video. We need to get some e-Power hybrid on this vehicle. And it still looks good. That's never been Nissan's problems. I think typically, more times than not, their designs are pretty strong. They have good looking vehicles. It's just that they more times than not fall flat by putting a CVT in things or just having strange decisions like not offering hybrids. All right, but I'm excited for this Dark Armor to hold us over until, well, the hybrid next gen comes. Rock Creek continues on, but we don't have pricing or availability for the Dark Armor grades quite yet. All right, so they're not, I don't believe they're on the market, even though the 26 other 26 models are probably going to hit before the Dark Armor does. All right, so the Dark Armor takes the Rogue SV, but adds gloss black accents for the mirrors, exterior badges, pillar trim, grille bars, and mirror caps. We have 19-inch gloss black wheels and satin black roof rails. Compared to the Rogue SV, Dark Armor also adds HD intelligent around view monitor, 360 cameras, a lot easier to say, with moving object detection. We also have a panel moonroof on it, heated seats, and a heated steering wheel. So it's extremely well equipped, and it should look probably the best out of all the Rogues. But I mean, the Rock Creek looks pretty badass. So Google built in, of course, and you have an available 12-inch touchscreen. So I just want to get into the pricing here. Rogue S front wheel drive starts at $28,790. That's before a $1,400 destination. So essentially means it's a $30,000 vehicle for the Rogue S front wheel drive. If we look at the Dark Armor here, it fits between the SV and the Rock Creek, but that doesn't mean it's going to fit price-wise between the two. All right, so I'm going to say it's going to be around $35,000 because it has a lot of equipment, and it's, again, based off the SV grade. So I'm going to say, and maybe they have a front wheel drive. They didn't say it's all wheel drive only, I don't believe. So they could have a front wheel drive version of it, and maybe that's $33,000. And then the all wheel drive is like $35,000, something like that. Still, it's going to be a tough sell because I can get for the low 30s, I can get a much better powertrain than the competitors in the hybrid models that are offered. Also new for 2026, all Rogue grades have standard Nissan Safety Shield 360. Of course, we still have the VC Turbo with the CVT, and that's about it. So let's look for Rogues in our area. Again, I label it as a fire sale only vehicle, not because of styling, not because of ride quality, not because of build quality. It's just because the powertrain is a complete and utter disappointment. That's probably the best word for it. So let's look at Rogue in my area. Over 1,600. When you see this many vehicles, same thing with like the CR-V. The CR-V has huge availability as well in my area. You're going to be able to snag these up at crazy prices, crazy low prices. All right, so if we look, let's see here. Let's look at a Rock Creek because I think that's the coolest Rogue right now before the Dark Armor comes out. Still too expensive. Let's see if there's any massive dropping in prices. 32. Yes, that's about where it needs to be. Low 30s. Low 30s for Rock Creek because it can't compete on a powertrain perspective. All right. So if I look at the new Honda, let's see here, the Honda CR-V hybrid, again, almost as many CR-V hybrids in my area compared to the Rogue. That means you're going to be able to get really good prices on it. All right. So yeah, look, 31, 32, 33. That's going to be hard to pass up because this powertrain in here is just so fantastic. It doesn't look as cool as the Rogue, but man, you're just going to be happier driving this vehicle compared to the Nissan, more than likely, unless all you care about is looks. So I don't know. This is not a sponsor for Honda, but I'm just saying, guys, deals can be had on better vehicles within the segment for the Rogue. Will this dark armor that was trademarked back in April move the needle for it? And the answer is, I guess, maybe for some people, it's cool looking, and this gives us something to look forward to, especially with the, I guarantee they'll keep dark armor around for the new Rogue. All right, the new 2028, 2027 model year Rogue. I guess it's not going to be 2027, probably 2028 when we get the redesign. Remember, still left this year, Nissan needs to give us a plug-in hybrid Rogue, which is more than likely just a complete rebadge Outlander plug-in hybrid. And that's okay. We need some sort of electrification that's not a fully battery electric in the form of a hybrid plug-in hybrid as soon as possible. And if they need to rebadge a Mitsubishi Outlander to do it, so be it. All right, speaking of which, what are those going for? There's only 122 Outlander plug-in hybrids, so it's going to be very low volume. If Mitsubishi only has 122 in my area, Nissan's not going to have, I guarantee Nissan's not going to have very many of these available either. All right, so let's make sure we're looking at the newest models here. 2024 model left over, only $31,000 for the base model. That's a great deal. The Outlander plug-in hybrid's a decent vehicle when it has electric range. It's not that great as a standard hybrid. Its efficiency goes down massively, but its all-wheel drive is really good. Its plug-in hybrid aspect, and when you have electric charge, is pretty decent. So we're seeing massive discounts on an Outlander plug-in hybrid right now, and Nissan's also going to have to discount these massively as well when they get their own rebadged Rogue. And is it going to be profitable for them? No, but it gives them at least some sort of foot in the door for hybrids. Another vehicle that I'm seeing big price drops on is Santa Fe hybrids. $34,000. Ooh, would I pick a Santa Fe hybrid over a Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid for about the same price? That's a tough one. That's actually really tough for me to decide. I think the Santa Fe is a much more usable vehicle for my family, so I'd probably pick a Santa Fe. Just the back seats are slightly more usable than the Outlanders. So yeah, anyways, it's a good time if you want to buy a new car because price drops are massive. If you're looking at a Rogue right now, price drops are massive. And there's no reason, unless you need to have dark armor model, there's no reason to wait for 2026 when you can get big discounts, $5,000 discount right here on a 2025 model. So I'll see you guys in the comments. Long live the Nissan Rogue, especially when we get that hybrid in the next gen. And it's going to remedy, guys, it's just going to fix the only issue I have with the Rogue right now. And that's it's doggy, I would say unreliable. I think most of you guys would agree with all the recalls on the VC turbos. Yeah. And CVTs, like the CVT, I think, I'm actually not worried about the CVT reliability on the Nissans anymore. You have to keep up with maintenance on them, though. Compared to a normal automatic transmission, you probably need to be changing the fluid on them every 40,000 miles for a CVT. But it's just the driving experience is not that great. And then, in the back of your mind, with the VC turbo engine is like, is it going to be reliable long term? You just have a lot of worries with the powertrain. When they go to hybrid, in my opinion, all those worries go out of the way. It's going to be more fun to drive, better fuel economy, and it's going to solve, in theory, it should solve worries about longevity with the powertrain as well. Whew, can't wait. It needs it so bad, and I cannot wait for the new Nissan Rogue. In the meantime, prices, it doesn't even matter what they're priced at. These prices don't matter whatsoever for Nissan because none of them, unless you get someone who's completely oblivious to walk in, which does happen, but nobody's paying these prices when all like they're advertising massive discounts on the Rogue. Like, look at this. Rogue S, 27K. Yeah, that's about where it should be. It's a decent car for 27K. Look, you don't even get steel wheels. You get alloy wheels here. So anyways, I'll catch you guys in the comments. Have a great day and peace.